That person you told your biggest dream to, they're not cheering for you. They're studying you. They're taking notes. And right now, they're living out the future that was supposed to be yours. If you've been wondering why nothing is working out the way you planned, this is why. There's a reason why successful people stay quiet about their plans. There's a reason why you see people blow up out of nowhere, like they came out of thin air. It's because they understood something that you're about to learn right now. Sharing your dreams with the wrong person doesn't just kill your motivation. It literally transfers your energy, your opportunities, and your destiny to someone else. And I know that sounds crazy, but stay with me, because by the end of this, you're going to know exactly who stole your future and how to take it back. Think back to a time when you were really excited about something. Maybe it was a business idea. Maybe it was a career change. Maybe it was a creative project, a relationship goal, or a personal transformation you wanted to make. You had this vision so clear in your mind. You could see it, you could feel it, and you were so excited that you couldn't keep it to yourself. So you told someone. Maybe it was a friend. Maybe it was a family member. Maybe it was a partner or a coworker. Someone you trusted, someone you thought would be happy for you. And what happened? Did they light up with genuine excitement? Or did you notice something off in their reaction? Maybe they smiled, but the smile didn't reach their eyes. Maybe they said supportive words, but their tone felt flat. Maybe they immediately pointed out all the reasons why it wouldn't work. Maybe they told you about someone else who tried the same thing and failed. Maybe they changed the subject really quickly. Or maybe, and this is the sneakiest one, they seemed overly interested. They asked a million questions. They wanted every single detail. They wanted to know your timeline, your strategy, your contacts, your resources, everything. At the time, you might have brushed it off. You might have thought you were reading too much into it. But then something strange started happening. Your motivation started fading. That clear vision you had started getting foggy. Obstacles started appearing out of nowhere. Doors that should have opened stayed closed. And the weirdest part? That person you told, they suddenly started working on something eerily similar to your idea, or they suddenly got the opportunity you were working towards, or they suddenly made the exact transformation you said you wanted to make. And when you noticed it, they acted like it was pure coincidence. They acted like they came up with it on their own. They acted like you're crazy for even suggesting they took anything from you. But you're not crazy. What happened was energy theft. And it's one of the most common and most devastating things that happens when you share your dreams with the wrong people. Let me explain how this works on a spiritual and energetic level. When you have a dream, a goal, a vision for your future, that's not just a thought in your head. That's energy. That's a seed that's been planted in your energetic field. The universe has given you this vision because it's meant for you. It's your destiny trying to unfold. But here's the thing about seeds. They need the right conditions to grow. They need to be protected. They need to be nurtured in silence and darkness before they're strong enough to break through the soil and face the light. When you share your dream too early, especially with the wrong person, you're exposing that seed before it's ready. You're inviting outside energy into something that's still fragile and forming. And if the person you're sharing with doesn't have pure intentions, their energy can damage or even kill that seed. Or worse, they can take that seed and plant it in their own garden. Think of it like this. Your dream has a frequency. It's vibrating at a specific level that matches your soul's purpose. When you speak about it, you're sending that frequency out into the world. If the person listening has a pure heart and genuinely wants to see you succeed, their energy amplifies your frequency. They water your seed. They give it sunlight. But if the person listening is jealous, competitive, or insecure, their energy does the opposite. They're vibrating at a low frequency of lack and scarcity. And when your high-frequency dream meets their low-frequency energy, one of two things happens. Either your frequency drops to match theirs, which shows up as you losing motivation and belief in your dream, or they latch onto your frequency and try to carry it themselves, which shows up as them stealing your idea and running with it. Now, let's talk about the specific signs that someone stole your dream energy, because once you know what to look for, you'll see it everywhere. First sign, you told them your plan and suddenly you can't stop overthinking it. Before you shared it, everything felt clear. You knew what you needed to do. But after you told them, your mind became a battlefield. Doubt crept in. Fear showed up. You started questioning everything. You started seeing problems you didn't see before. This isn't you suddenly becoming realistic. This is their low vibration energy infecting your vision. Second sign, they start asking way too many specific questions. They want to know every detail. How are you going to do it? When are you starting? Who are you working with? What's your budget? Where did you get the idea? What's your backup plan? They frame it as interest or concern, but really they're gathering intel. They're building a blueprint so they can execute your vision themselves. Third sign, they give you unsolicited advice that makes you feel small. They tell you about all the challenges you'll face. They remind you that you don't have experience. They mention other people who failed. They suggest you wait until you're more ready. They plant seeds of doubt disguised as wisdom. And every time you talk to them about your dream after that, you leave the conversation feeling worse, not better. Fourth sign, they suddenly get really busy or distant after you share your plans. Before, they had time for you. But now, they're always occupied. They don't return your calls as quickly. They cancel plans. They're vague about what they're working on. This is because they're taking the energy you gave them and using it to build something for themselves. They need distance from you so you don't catch on too quickly. Fifth sign, weeks or months later, you see them doing exactly what you said you wanted to do. And when you confront them, they gaslight you. They say things like, "Oh, I've been thinking about this for years. I just never mentioned it." Or, "This is totally different from what you were talking about." Or, "You don't own this idea. Anyone can do it." And technically, they're right. You can't copyright an idea. But energetically, they know exactly what they did. And so do you. Sixth sign, your progress stops completely after sharing your dream with them. You can't move forward. Every step feels like you're walking through mud. You start projects and abandon them. You make plans and something always comes up. Meanwhile, they're thriving. They're getting opportunities. They're making connections. They're moving at lightning speed. That's because they're operating on your energetic momentum. They took the wind from your sails and put it in theirs. Let me tell you what happens in the tarot when we're dealing with dream theft and stolen futures. The Seven of Swords shows up constantly. This is the card of theft, sneakiness, and betrayal. It literally shows someone walking away with swords that don't belong to them. When this card appears in a reading about your stagnant goals and blocks success, it's a clear sign that someone took something from you. The Eight of Swords appears too, showing you trapped in your own mind, paralyzed by doubt and fear that wasn't there before someone else's energy interfered with yours. The Five of Pentacles shows you standing outside in the cold, watching others enjoy the abundance that should have been yours. And the Moon card reveals illusions, showing that someone in your life is not who they pretend to be. But here's what most people don't understand. The person who steals your dream energy isn't always doing it consciously. Sometimes they don't even realize what they're doing. They're operating from such a place of lack and emptiness that when they encounter your light, your vision, your energy, they instinctively grab onto it like a drowning person grabs onto anything that floats. They're not evil. They're just energetically bankrupt. But that doesn't make it okay. And it doesn't mean you should keep giving them access to your energy. There's also a darker side to this. Some people do know exactly what they're doing. These are the people who have been watching you for years. They've seen your potential. They've seen your gifts. And they've realized that they can't compete with you on a level playing field. So instead of doing their own work, they wait for you to do the heavy lifting. They wait for you to get the downloads from the universe. They wait for you to figure out the strategy. And then they swoop in, take what you've created, and run with it while you're still processing whether or not you should even start. These people are dangerous because they're smart about it. They know how to make you feel crazy for accusing them. They know how to twist the narrative. They know how to play victim when you call them out. And they're banking on the fact that you're too kind, too understanding, or too afraid of confrontation to really hold them accountable. So what do you do now? How do you protect your dreams and take back your stolen future? First, you need to accept that this happened. Stop making excuses for people. Stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. If your intuition is telling you that someone took your energy, believe it. Your intuition doesn't lie. It doesn't exaggerate. It doesn't create drama. It protects you. And if it's been screaming at you that something is off with a specific person, it's time to listen. Second, you need to cut them off from your energy immediately. This doesn't mean you have to have a big confrontation or dramatic falling out, although if you want to, that's your choice. But at minimum, you need to stop sharing anything real with them. No more dreams. No more plans, no more goals, no more visions. When they ask what you're working on, you say just the usual or a few things, and you change the subject. You become a black hole of information. They get nothing from you anymore. Third, you need to do an energetic cord-cutting ritual. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and visualize a cord connecting you to this person. See it clearly in your mind. This cord represents all the energy, information, and power you've been unconsciously feeding them. Now, visualize yourself holding a pair of golden scissors or a sword made of light and cut that cord. See it severed completely. As you do this, say out loud or in your mind, I take back everything that belongs to me. My dreams, my energy, my future, my power. I release you. You no longer have access to what is mine. Feel the shift in your body as the cord is cut. Fourth, you need to call your future back to you. Your stolen destiny isn't gone. It's just been diverted, but you can redirect it. Every morning for the next 30 days, wake up and say this: everything that is mine by divine right is coming back to me now. Every door that was meant for me is opening. Every opportunity that has my name on it is finding me. No one can walk a path that was designed for my feet. My future is mine and mine alone. Say it with conviction. Say it like you mean it. Say it until you feel it in your bones. Fifth, and this is the most important part, you need to learn the power of silence. Moving forward, you need to understand that your dreams are sacred. They're not entertainment. They're not conversation starters. They're not things you share to get validation or approval. Your dreams are between you and the universe, and maybe one or two people who have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that they have your best interest at heart. And even then, you share the minimum. You share the what, never the how. You share the vision, never the strategy. You share the destination, never the map. There's a reason why spiritual leaders, successful entrepreneurs, and powerful creators all say the same thing: move in silence. Because when you're quiet, you're protected. When you're quiet, your energy stays concentrated and focused on manifesting your vision instead of being scattered and diluted by other people's opinions and interference. When you're quiet, you give your dream the space and the safety it needs to grow strong enough to withstand outside forces.
Here's the truth that nobody wants to hear, but everyone needs to understand. Not everyone deserves to know your plans. Not everyone has earned access to your inner world. Not everyone can handle your light without trying to dim it or steal it. And that's not a bad thing. That's just reality. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can start protecting yourself and actually building the future you're meant to have. The person who stole your dream energy did you a favor, even though it doesn't feel like it right now. They showed you who they really are. They revealed their character. They taught you the invaluable lesson that silence is power and that your vision is too precious to be shared carelessly. They also showed you that your dreams are worth stealing, which means they're valuable, they're powerful, and they're absolutely possible. But here's what they didn't count on. They didn't count on you waking up. They didn't count on you taking your power back. They didn't count on you cutting the cord and reclaiming your energy. And they definitely didn't count on you leveling up so hard that even with a head start, they won't be able to keep up. Your future wasn't stolen. It was temporarily borrowed by someone who thought you wouldn't notice or wouldn't fight for it. But now you know better. Now you're aware. And awareness is the first step to reclaiming everything that belongs to you. So take back your energy, take back your vision, take back your power. And this time, protect it like your life depends on it, because spiritually, it does. Stop telling people your plans. Stop seeking validation from people who can't even validate themselves. Stop looking for cheerleaders in rooms full of competitors. Start moving in silence. Start trusting yourself more than you trust anyone else's opinion. Start understanding that the universe gave you your dream for a reason, and it's your job to protect it and nurture it until it's strong enough to be born into reality. You're about to step into a version of your life that's going to blow your own mind. But the only way to get there is to cut off everyone who's been feeding off your energy and start channeling all of that power back into yourself. Your stolen future is coming back. Your blocked blessings are about to break through. Your time is coming. But you have to claim it, you have to protect it, and you have to stop giving it away to people who were never meant to hold it. Subscribe if you're ready to protect your energy and take back everything that's yours.